up, everyone? It's your girl, Gelbeauty-QM here, aka Grace, and it's time for another three-way collab. So I know y'all love when I get together with Janessa and my bestie Dion Loves Makeup here on YouTube. So we decided to give y'all one more for the one more time. So today we are doing the Vanngo, I hope I'm saying it right, eyeshadow palette. So Dion was so kind and got me the blue one and got Janessa the green one. And so we're doing collab, each one of us using a certain color. So y'all know I love blue, green, and purple. So Dion decided to give me the blue one. She got Janessa the green one. And I am so excited to do this collab. I have literally not even opened this. As you can see, I was waiting on this collab video to show you all my first impressions and first thoughts of the brand. And then this will help me determine if I'm going to buy any more from the brand. Because since it's a makeup artist brand, you know, it's kind of pricey, more like, you know, Westman Ateliers type style, not more like the Makeup by Mario and what's her name, the new one that just came in store. I think her name is Mary Phillips or something. I hope I got it right. I don't know. But anyway, let me tell you a little bit about Dion. If you do not know Dion is, I don't know why I talk about Dion incessantly. But Dion is my bestie here on YouTube. I found Dion when I did my 500 subscribers count. Giveaway, if you will, and that's how I met Dion. She was really nice, really cool. I love that she calls herself a crazy troll, and I love the fact that she believes in makeup is whatever you want it to be, just like I do. So of course that's how we connected so well. Then she introduced me to Janessa, which I absolutely love. She is hilarious. She does a lot of great content on her channel, and she doesn't just stick to makeup. So if you like all sorts of different type of content, I definitely feel like Janessa is the place for you. And if you love self-acceptance and self-love and lots of lives, especially during this Halloween spooky season, Dion has been giving all the looks, serving all the looks, and I have been loving watching all of them. The bestie does a great job. But if you like videos like this in general, where I just talk about eyeshadow, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. I do a ton of makeup content. I'm currently testing out 2 concealers against each other, so you can comment down below and tell me which under eye you like better. Do you like this one, or do you like this one? It is from a well-known black-owned brand at Sephora. I also love doing a good fragrance video. And spoiler alert, I got my hands on the EOS Vanilla Cashmere Body Mist that's impossible to find, that a lot of people have been looking for. Some stores won't even sell it to you yet, but I literally got the last one on the shelf. So if you want to see that vlog, you can head on over to my my third channel, which will be for commentary and lifestyle. It's called Just Gel 87, and I take you on a little vlog of me going on the hunt and on the search for said body mist. Finally, if you like a good fashion video and you're an OG and you wonder where my fashion shorts went that you got to see all last of 2024, they went over to my fashion channel. It's Fashion with Gelbeauty-87. But make sure you support the people that are supporting me, and make sure you go over and watch both of their videos. Now, without further ado, let's get into this video. So, let me scoop myself over so you can see the details of this palette. So, it retails for whatever it says up there, because I don't know. And it comes with 8 shades in it. So my first thought about this brand was like, oh, here we go with another makeup artist brand or whatever. But then Dion told me who the makeup artist was, and she was so excited about him. And I knew she followed him on Instagram, because I think, I'm sorry, not Instagram, on YouTube, because I think she made me go check him out. And I was like, oh, okay, it looked interesting. So here's what the palette looks like on the inside for anyone who is curious. I'm thinking I'll just keep it to a simple look. I'm gonna try to use as many colors as I can, though, just because, you know, like, this is my first time using this. So I want to get a feel of all the different formulas and all the different things that go into said palette. So I'll blow off camera, get my life in order, and figure out what exactly I want to do. Even though I kind of want to use it on camera with you all, but I don't want to sit in here forever with me trying to figure out what exactly I want to pick out and what exactly I want to do. But I'm feeling like a simple blue smoky eye will suffice when it comes to this situation. So, matter of fact, I think I'm going to just be brave, and we're going to start off here. So, let me put some eyeshadow primer on. I'll be right back. And we're back in live action. No. So, I think we're going to start off with this shade right here, just to get all over and get an idea for it. And then I kind of want to taper with these 2 in our crease, and this be the outer V. And then we figure out what we're going to do. Because these, to me, look like they're kind of like that satin-ish type feel without the sequin. Thank God, because y'all know I hate that. But, yeah, so. Are you all excited about spooky season, or do you all like celebrate? Because I know some adults like be really into Halloween and really about it. So I am curious. I was watching this thing on about people getting crazy at Disney World, and like them charging $1 million, and all the Disney adults like ruining it for like the actual kids who go, and like the adults getting mad at the kids for like, you know, having, you know, for the kids being there and wanting to be in the space. But it's like, you realize Disney World was originally made for children, right? I don't. What are you mad about? course, kids want to go to Disney World. They watch the Disney Channel. They watch all the Disney movies, and they're excited just like you're excited. But it's like, you know, Disney World was really made for them, and I don't think Walt Disney would like the way stuff is turning out right now at Disney World. And I heard they're going up on the prices too, and I'm like, I feel bad for all the Disney adults, because it's like, I heard like the yearly pass is going up to like damn near $2,000. I'm like, you know what I could do with $2,000? Not spend it at Disney World. Like I just can't imagine spending $2,000 to go to Disney World all year. But I mean, like, I guess if you live in Florida, it would like make sense for you. Whereas like I live in Chicago, and like we had this thing called Disney Quest like a million years ago. I don't know if people remember Disney Quest, but like Disney Quest, and it was just, you know, it was short-lived. It was in downtown Chicago, but I was like, you know, in a place like Chicago, I feel like they'd have had to go out to like some far out middle of nowhere suburb like they did with the bigger parks in order to make it like more successful, because it's like you in the middle of downtown. Like I don't even remember what Disney Quest was like. I went there when I was in summer camp one year, and it just, I don't know, it wasn't hitting the way like it hits when you go to Florida and like experience all the stuff. I don't know if it was because, oh, that was a Sigma E35, by the way. You can use my code Gelbeauty to pick up anything you need to from Sigma's website if you're interested. But that color went on pretty nicely. It's pretty pigmented. I'm impressed with the way it turned out, because at first I'd be a little concerned. Y'all know when I'm on the darker side, I'm like a little concerned about pastel-ish shades, even though I love pastel shades. But I just feel like, you know, they don't love me back, and you know, I get it. You know, it's harder to work with the melanin and all that, so that might be why they don't love me as much. But you know, I still be trying. So next I'm going to take the lighter of the two blues that we said we were going to use. Or sorry, the deeper blue, if you will. I think I want to put one of the blues in the inner corner as well, and then put both the shimmers on the lid. Like I said, I'm trying to use as many colors in this palette as possible. So that's why I'm, you know, because that lighter of the blues, I'm thinking about sticking like right in this part right here. So I have a separate brush to the side just for that as well, because I wanted to make sure I had enough for both places, for both brushes. I got my detailed diffuse crease brush put toward the very front of the eye, because I don't want it to be too much pigmented, but I still want it to be enough for you to like be able to see the color. I don't know if y'all can hear my son downstairs with his Google thing. I forgot what it's called. It's the thing with the headset, the VR headset thing, and then like the two handheld controllers or whatever. I don't know. He has a whole bunch of video games. He has a what do you call that thing? Switch 2 that just came out in like May. I'm just like, all these video games, Lord. But yeah, so with the Disney stuff, like I was saying, I just feel like it's like, are y'all trying to price out everybody and only certain people can go to Disney World now too? Like, because it's like, I feel like they're trying to price everybody out of everything with this new administration and the way that everything is working. Then I hear there's a whole bunch of people just like going into the parks and reselling all the stuff that they sell. So like the people that want to have joy and buy things for themselves can't even get them without buying them from a reseller who's like, you know, buying up all the stuff and taking up all the money from the people. And I'm just like, so sad. So what they do is, I hear they like buy all the pins from people, so then you can't like buy the pins because they buy them all. That color went on really nice too, and it was really pigmented. It was nice, smooth, and buttery. Wasn't difficult to work with. It doesn't have that much powder kick up in the pan, which I appreciate. I personally don't like that. Oh God, it's one of these damn sequin shades. Okay, so if you didn't know, I mean, Nina, I know you know, but like, I hate sequin shadows. So this to me is giving sequin shadow vibes, and I'm not liking it. Yeah, see, I'm already seeing the glitter. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that this sequin shade, I don't like it. I hear it helps blend out the shade easier, and that's why they do it, but I just don't like it. So this one for me is just going to be a dud just because I don't like this style of shadow. It is one of the nicer ones I've tried though. Although to me it's still looking like it could be like a satiny-esque type shimmer shade as opposed to a matte. I'm not exactly sure. It is going on nice and smooth though. And this one doesn't really have any kick up, which is much making me think it's more like a sequiny-esque type shade as opposed to a matte shade. So I feel like the eye look is turning out pretty good though. I feel like I'm giving Sonic the Hedgehog vibes without, you know, the red. But yeah. But they go in stores and then like they buy up all the stuff. They'll even go to the outlets and they'll get on like TikTok lives and like be trying to sell people stuff that's like cheaper. They don't have to, and I'm just like, what is actually happening? I don't understand. Like, why are y'all doing all that? But we all know what they're doing it for money, because some people be willing to buy it, even though they, you know, were much cheaper. Because I hear the pens are like 35 bucks, but then people will like try to charge like 100 bucks and whatnot, and all these crazy things. So we're gonna go in with this shade now, and it's looking like it's a cream to powder, like Natasha Denona. Just looking at the texture of it, we'll have to wait and see. And since I'm not doing the other eye looks, I actually might put some on the lower lash line, so then that way we can get even more use out of this. Because my goal is to use just about every shade in here. And I'm feeling like if I put this shade in the inner corner, this on the lower lash line, and then put this shimmer on the lid and put this silver on top of the inner corner shade, that we can use like all the shades. And that's the goal I'm trying to get through, so I can tell you all how I feel about the palette as a whole. Okay, so this is nice and smooth. Only thing is with these cream to powder shades, I feel like you have to build them up a lot more than you normally would with a normal shade in order to get the pigmentation that you would get in just a matte shadow. So I'm hoping his isn't like that, and I don't have to pile on a whole lot in order to get the pigmentation that I am looking for. Because I really would prefer not to do that. I prefer not to do that at all. But so far so good. It's picking up pretty nicely. It looks nice and, you know, blurred. Only thing is with shades like this too, I feel like they don't look as dark on the eye as they do when they are in the pan. And I'm feeling like that's what I'm experiencing with this, because I definitely feel like it looks darker in the pan. When you rub it out on the eye, it doesn't, like, you know, pick up as much. I heard Betty Bean talking about this too, not with this brand, but just like with cream to powder shadows in general. She was talking about it with what's that brand? The brand that always dupes Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath and all those other brands. I forget the name of them right now. They were called Bad Habit and they changed their name. I don't remember what their new name is now though, because I stopped buying it from them after I tried, I think, the second palette from that brand, because I didn't feel like the quality was the same. But like, she was talking about how the cream to powder shadows, the same thing I said, like the pigmentation just isn't, it's the same. Because look how dark that is in the pan compared to how it is on my eye. So like, that's personally disappointing to me, and that's why I'm not necessarily crazy about those kinds of shades, because it's like, I know you're not going to be as deep as you are in the pan when I go to put it on the eyes. And this is a Sigma E25 Max. So this is the biggest version of their blending brush for the outer V, or in the crease, because some people use it in the crease. And then this is the E33, the detailed diffused crease brush I told you all about earlier. So I'm gonna go back in with the E35, which is the tapered blending brush. Just kind of dust around here now that we've done that. So far the palette's working nicely. I'm just disappointed that there's a sequin S type shadow in there, since I'm not a fan of those, and I'm not liking the fact that the deepest shade isn't as deep as it looks in the pan. But once I figured out of the cream to powder, I knew it wasn't going to give what, you know, I was hoping that it would give. So I'm not really surprised. But some people don't like a super deep shade, so that might be why he did it that way. I honestly don't know. I guess I just use the eyeliner brush underneath the eyes this time, and this is a Sigma E09 brush. This looks like it might just be a matte shade, so hopefully I won't have to deal with that. Yeah, but people go in the parks and buy up all the Halloween stuff and just make it a very unpleasant experience. Sorry, very unpleasant experience for all the other people who go in there to enjoy their time and do whatever. Because you just go and enjoy the theme park. And then all the people that stream or whatever, they hold up lines and stuff trying to show videos of themselves. So it's like, between the resellers and all that other stuff, and then them going up on the prices, it's just like, I couldn't see myself going to Disney World at all. But in all fairness, I'm not a Disney adult. I feel like Disney adults will still like go, and I feel like if you're a single Disney adult, you'll be one of the few people that's actually able to go now, just with all the crazy pricing I'm hearing about that they're coming up with. Because as soon as they said $200 for a ticket to Disney World, I was like, excuse me, what? Like, do you know what I can do with $200? Not go to Disney World. And then the parking, I think, is like $40 or $60. So it's like, you talking about $260 before I even do anything at Disney World. God forbid I have to eat lunch or something, because of course they went up on the prices of like a lot of the restaurants in the store as well. So I'm just like, where is the fun in Disney World anymore? If I'm spending like damn near $300 before I get in the building or on the park grounds. I couldn't imagine that. I've never been to Disneyland, but I heard Disneyland and Disney World were both supposed to be going up. So that's why I'm just like, I want to go to Disney Paris, honestly, though. Like, that's the one Disney World I want to go to. Just because I'm like, it's in Paris and I think that'd be cool. So far the eye look is looking cute. We need to get a brush to put a lid shade on. I think I already grabbed a brush. Did I? Let's grab one of the brushes that Dion sent me. So Dion sent me this cute little set that she got of natural hair brushes. So we're gonna use this one. But yeah, I was never a huge Disney person. Like, I went when I was like 10. For my 10th birthday, I went to Disney World with my mom. But like, I've never just been like a huge Disney person. So since I've never been like a huge Disney person, I'm kind of just like, you know, not really tripping about it, not really concerned about it. And as an adult, I really don't feel inclined to go unless I'm going to Disney Paris. Like I said, like, I do want to go to Disney Paris. Let's see how these shimmers are feeling, because trying to pick them up with this brush, they feeling awfully like stiff. So hopefully they give the pigmentation I'm looking for. I don't know why my son keeps coming up here and like looking out the window, but I'm just like, okay, do your child. So I think the, okay, so it is lighter than I expected, which I am kind of happy about, because I don't like super deep shimmers when it comes to putting them all over the lid. I like a lighter shimmer, if you will. And this seems to be like the right amount of light I was looking for. So I'm excited about that. Let's put some glitter glue on the other side so I can do that before I have to turn the brush over and put the white toward the front. Because I think we're just going to put the silver toward the front, and then that way I can put that matte shade in the inner corner and we can have used all the shades and talk about my thoughts as a whole. But make sure you go over and check out Dion and Janessa's videos. I know there'll be tons of fun. And Dion has already given a thorough review, so I'm sure hers will be faster than mine was, because she didn't have to tell you her first impression, thoughts, and opinions on it. And Janessa won't either, because they've done a couple of lives. Make sure you go check those out too, because it's always a ton of fun to be in Dion's live. She does lives on Mondays. Sometimes she'll do it on Tuesday, but she usually does Monday and Thursdays at like 7 o'clock. So if you are looking for some lives to attend, make sure you go over there and check it out. Janessa is more like sporadic when it comes to her lives, kind of like me, so I can't tell you a direct time. But Dion's been pretty faithful with doing hers, so that's why I gave you a time. But you can pop over and see, and when you subscribe to Janessa, turn on the notification bell, and then it'll tell you when she goes live. It'll tell you when I go live. Okay, y'all, we're gonna put this silver in the front, put this other one in the inner corner, and then we'll talk about my thoughts as a whole. Okay, so I'm liking the silver a whole lot more just automatically. I just feel like it's a gorgeous tone of silver. Not that there's anything wrong with the blue, but I don't know. I feel like the silver just gives a little extra oomph to this look. Because we have so much blue, and I don't usually do like that much monochromatic stuff that often. Just because I feel like, you know, a lot of times people aren't wearing monochromatic stuff. I feel like they prefer to have like a multitude of colors. Maybe it's just me, but I usually feel like that's what people want. Okay, so we need to put a little more blue over here, because I feel like a lot more silver going on this side than there is on the other one. And I kind of want to marry the colors together and make it look nice. So I always feel like it looks more shiny and impactful on one side than it does on the other one. Does anybody else have that happen, or is it just me? Okay, I think that's what I wanted to look for, more of like that. Yeah, that's why I wanted to look for more of like it looks naturally blended and not so, you know. Okay, yeah, that works for me. Now, let's take the matte shade, put in the inner corner, and we'll give my first impression thoughts on this brand. Okay, y'all, so I got my Mornings and Levine can in the background. It's just making me hungry, and I already ate, but it's just like, it smells so good. It smells like food. It smells amazing that, you know, I'm just over here like, yes, now I want some chocolate chip cookies from Levine because it just smells that good. And it smells so much like when you walk past their store. It's like, it's crazy. It's like, shout out to Brian and Phil. Like, how did y'all pull that off? Just making it smell exactly like the store. I can't even imagine. But bravo. Get a little bit more in the inner corner here. Because I just feel like this inner... I always feel like this side pops more than this side in my mind it does. When it comes to like the shimmers and the like mattes and everything. I always just feel like the right side pops more than the left. I don't know if it's because I'm more heavy-handed on the right side than the left because I am right-handed or what. But... okay, so this is my finished look, man. Minus my eyeliner. I'm thinking I'm going to put the white eyeliner on because I feel like it'll be a fun pop to this look. Let me back you on up and we can talk about my thoughts about this brand as a whole. And then you can go over and see if they compare to Janessa and Dion's thoughts about the brand as a whole. So, I like the eyeshadow palette. I think it's fine. I feel like it gave good formulas when it came to the mattes. They weren't like really powdery mattes where I had a lot of pickup in the pan, but they did give a decent amount of pigmentation. I don't feel like I had to pick up a whole lot up except on the outer V shade, but that's because, you know, it's one of those cream to powder ones and it still wasn't giving me the depth that I was looking for. And I wasn't crazy about the sequin shade, so the shades I wasn't that crazy would be number 2 and then number 7. So number 2 and 7 here are the ones I'm not really that crazy about. But overall, the formula was nice. The brand did a great job with the product. I am especially obsessed with the silver shade. I feel like that's the one that does it the most for me, but it's supposed to be, I think, the more sparkly metallic of the looks. And I definitely feel like it gives me that vibe. It gives me like indie shadow shimmer vibes. And, you know, to me, that's a big deal from a brand that's coming from Sephora that isn't Pat McGrath. So, bravo to them with that. Overall, do I think this is worth the price? I personally don't necessarily think that, but I think it's just because it's a monochromatic type vibe. It has nothing to do with the formulas per se. It's just because it's monochromatic, we all know you can go to ColourPop and get a $9 monochromatic palette. So, it's like, if you want to splurge on the brand, maybe splurge on some other things in the brand. I don't know that I necessarily buy another one of these because I was looking at the purple one, like maybe I'll try that one out. But if it has like the sequin shadow and then the cream to powder shadow in it, I don't know if I think it'll necessarily be worth it personally for me. But those are just my opinions on it. I would love to try some other stuff from the brand though, because he has blushes and like bronzers. Although I've heard that the bronzers don't run that deep for people my skin tone. So I don't know. Do the information what you will. But if he comes out with some complexion things, I think I'd be more inclined to like a foundation, a concealer, powder. That's where I feel like a lot of the times when I buy from makeup artists, that's mainly what I focus on and look for. Like the Natasha Denona foundation collection. She just came out with the foundation, the concealer, the powder. Chef's kiss, absolutely love it. But I feel like Natasha does a good job with eyeshadows as well. And like I said, I didn't think his eyeshadows were bad. It's just, I'm only getting 8 shades and it's like $50. I'd rather invest that money into like a good foundation I can wear every day, because I'm not gonna wear blue monochromatic eyeshadow every day. And if it had been more like lots of different tones in one palette, I'd have seen it being worth more to me. Like if you had just made like each one of them 2 different shadows like Patrick Todd did with those 2 single things and 2 colors that you could do a 2 quick eye look and go, I think I'd have been more accepting of it then and probably thought it was worth it. But I don't know, for a monochromatic blue palette, I just don't think it's worth the price point for me. But to each his own. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go check out Dion and Janessa's videos, because since they've tried a lot more of these things and tried them a lot more times, they'll be a lot more knowledgeable on them. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.